Hello everybody and welcome back to another Spirit Hunters Infinite Horde video. Today we will be doing not the Hinterlands Heroic, that will actually be tomorrow. Today we will be doing the Darkmoon Grove on hard mode. I keep calling it heroic, I apologize. So we will be doing this on hard mode today, and I'm just going to be using Cleave and tier 1 weapons other than Cleave. I do believe having tier 2 Cleave is important, and I will explain why. Oh, I have some health down here. I should actually pick those up. I also want to go over the points that I have unlocked accidentally, which was this tornado was an accident. Chris over here was an accident. These were done as I was moving the map around, just accidentally clicked it. When you have excess currency, you can accidentally unlock things just by trying to move the map around. So that's why those are unlocked right now. The only other thing I want to go over is the fact that we have access to all 3 Shadow Shurikens. This Fire Banshee is actually in the Darkmoon Grove level. Maybe Heroic only, possibly. I'm not 100% sure, but I find it in Heroic. I also want to go over, what else? Nothing there, nothing there, nothing over here. Over here, we have the Dead Banshees. These are in the Darkmoon Grove, Normal, and Heroic. This boss, Desmond, I believe he is in Darkmoon Grove. I have yet to see him, obviously, but I believe that is where he does frequent. These brutes are in the sand dunes of the desert area, the second desert map. Fairy Stalkers are in the hard mode of the Hinterlands. And these Arrow Specters are only in the normal mode of Darkmoon Grove. They are not in hard mode. Hard mode has one with more arrows in their chest and shields, which I will point out. Other than that, these eyes I've went over. They're in the Hinterlands. This is in the desert. Just need one more. And these are in the hard mode of Darkmoon Grove. So with that underway, let's get going. And we are now free to do our Darkmoon Grove Heroic. I want to point out that, as you see, mining is 25% faster. If we go here, Hero moves 30% faster, Monsters move 30% faster. There are no curses here yet, but it's Monsters move 10%, and Blue Souls are worth 10%. Now, those are the curses. Now, I'm just going to do this real quick to show this off. We are going to start a map. Bum, bum, bum. Oh no, I forgot something, and I am going to leave the map. So here we go. We had mining speed. Let's see if that is still the case. If we start a run, start again, and go here, now we have Blue Souls are worth 10% more experience. And the same monsters move 10% faster. So if you notice, that affix is randomized. They can actually be the same thing, as we now have 2 Blue Souls, but it is randomized. So if you do have, say, the mining speed, and you don't want the mining speed, just do a quick reset, and you will be fine. So it's a benefit to have. I generally don't check the affixes, I just sort of go. But it's something that I just want to point out, that you can control that. It's not like each map has a unique affix or something like that. Affix. Oh no, pronunciation on the internet. But, yes, it will be quite handy. So, the reason I say I think you want to wait for Cleave level 2 is this. Oh, wow, we're getting very lucky with the cooldown reduction. That's fantastic. If we only... Holy moly. Okay, this is... I've never gotten just 4 cooldowns in a row. I would love some range at this point, oddly enough. Although more cooldown is more good, but getting some range at this point... Oh, boy. Here we go. So, as you can see, we have a lot of cooldown. That is fantastic. I guess we'll go with Orbital Fire. I was probably not going to go with Orbital Fire on this one, but hey. We got a ton of cooldown things, so I cannot complain. As I've stated, once you have the 3 of your main weapons, getting a 4th actually reduces choices that it can give you that you don't want. So I'm actually going to take the 4th choice instead of upping the Shadow Shuriken XYZ there. So I've taken that just to reduce choices and increase the likelihood that I'll get something that I do indeed want. There's some attack size. This is actually probably an ideal start for the Cleave itself. With the Red Reapers starting to come in, but we have a oh my god, an amazing attack speed. So don't expect the attack speed to be this good. I think most of my runs I'll have like 3 levels in attack speed. So definitely not something that I expect to have, but am thrilled to have. Does that mean I'm going to get cocky and lose the run? Quite possibly. But I think we're off to a good start. As long as we get some size and we get some... just finish off the attack speed at this point. Really, if we just get some size and attack speed, we are beyond golden. So let's definitely... Oh my gosh. Just 2 more levels. Already, we're at level 16. So we've gained 15 power-ups, 8 of which have been attack speed. I mean, that's absurd. In all the best ways. So, and that's why I believe you really want that level 2. The first reason is because it does increase your base damage. These guys do have increased health compared to other levels. I mean, the pumpkins here don't even die to 8 damage, so that can be quite difficult to manage without, just the increase in damage. I mean, literally just that. I haven't really put too many levels into damage into this, but had I put more levels into damage, had they been coming up, I wouldn't also have this attack speed. So it's definitely a safety precaution to have that extra damage. Also, it does give you another 0.1 attack speed gain, and while that doesn't seem like much, it does lower it from 0.4 to 0.3. And that is actually quite substantial. I mean, that goes from, at 0.4, 2.5 times attacking a second, to 0.3, which is 3 1/3 times attacking per second. So that's 2/3 an attack extra second more, which is, I will say substantial. That's the best way that I can put it. It's quite nice to have that. Now, where did the boss spawn? That is the question of this map. Hey map, how you doing? Where did the boss spawn? What's he getting stuck on? There he is. Okay, so this is just the slow, hard moving boss. This boss is actually now my favorite because he goes through the walls and things, which is great. Also, if you did notice, I went with the vines. I did not go with the mines. The reason for that is I believe the mines sort of fall off with Cleave a bit more than vines. Vines still have a very solid reason for existing in their slow, creating just a wall of slow and damage, where the mines for me, especially later on, can end up hurting more than not because they can just blow an enemy into me or something like that. Once you can handle it without the mines, I love the mines, don't get me wrong. I do love the mines. Oh, and here we go, I just want to point this out. Interrupting myself. Here's the arrows with the shields. There they are in the hard mode. And here's the boss, or mini-boss, that I was talking about before. And this is where things start to get actually more difficult. This is actually around the time you're hoping to get, to like 8 cooldown or so, when these Sumera ghosts start popping up, I believe. The grudge ghosts, as I tend to call them. They just have a lot of health and they come at you, and then you have these guys, these spirits flying at your face in fast numbers. So having the cooldown, as you can see, they have a lot of health. They're taking at least 3 hits. They have probably 20 plus health. So it really does take quite a bit to take these down. Everything is taking multiple hits at 9 damage. So not having that 2 extra damage, and again, the attack speed adds up significantly too. Oh, and a mushroom just gets thrown in my face. Let's actually focus and get some boxes and things after this boss. So that's another reason I don't like this map a little bit, is just the fact that getting boxes and things Sometimes you're blocked off by a wall of trees. Sometimes it's just finding them. I mean, finding your way around. A lot of times I have a problem because I want to get as much experience as possible. And by wanting to get as much experience, I have to sort of double back. See, like, now all these enemies are stuck over here, so now I have to do a little ring around the rosy over here to get them. Luckily, the boss spawned over here, so I want to be over here anyway. But it definitely changes the way you sort of perceive the area. Oh, and the moon mummy. Oh, he tried to get me. Didn't quite happen today, sir. But yes. Not too bad overall. These phases are amazing. As you can see, just massive amounts of experience coming your way. Hopefully we'll get a pet or two. I wouldn't mind damage. Oh, and we are into second red Reaper phase. This is when you really want to have to max your Cleave. This is probably the point where you're aiming to have Cleave at maxed. Usually you'll get to like 9 and it'll be like, oh, I'm just waiting for that last one, something along those lines. But right now, we did get it to max, thankfully. We do have this little wall of vines. And yeah, they hurt. So if they are hurting, just avoid them. I was trying to get some kills because I need some kills, as you can see. But if you avoid them and they just run off screen, they're gone. It's pretty simple. I don't mind taking the hits right now, because even though my health may be getting low, I'm in relatively little danger. So I'm happy with that. I'm sad because now, where is the boss? Again, he could be stuck behind any of these tree walls. He's up. Yep, he's right over there. So now that he's over there, let's actually push him, and hopefully he'll follow us down a little bit as we hopefully go around. It's a long way around this one, but we know where the boss is now. We can find him. And, it's just a hazard of the level. It's a bit too much in the way of the trees, but, it is what it is. It's the nature of the map itself. Just a couple of hearts here and there, and we're already back up to 89. So that's why, again, health is a resource, so if you are looking to farm and you feel comfortable, feel free to go low. There are times when I go low and I'm like, oh god, this is bad. And there are times like before where I'm like, yeah, I'm taking the hits, but I'm taking the hits because I know that, A, there's a boss coming up. Bosses are actually usually... once you get used to handling them, they're more health refills than anything else, so you can sort of use that as your advantage. And also, with the Cleave at max speed, I'm not saying I have no fear in the world. I mean, anything can happen. This map can get very, very crazy, and all it takes is you not to spin the right direction once, and maybe that's all it takes if you get low. But it's not too bad overall. We are looking for something, a chest, I don't know. I should be farming experience. Pumpkins are generally pretty good for experience, especially because they split, and their splits will all drop experience. It's a lovely, lovely occasion. It's a party in a pumpkin. But yeah, let's get some. Let's do it. If you did notice, for farming-wise, if you are going in one direction, it's generally best, in my experience, to sort of stop, go the other direction, even for a few seconds. And you'll see. I was going to the left, and the right just had this massive horde, because they build up. They definitely do build up in this game. I would say, unlike others, some others may do that as well, but it's not like they just have like a hard spawn. You swap directions, and you'll see more clumps of them in general. In my experience, again, everything is based off of my experience. I am not a dev or a official tester of the game, but I think I've gotten a fairly firm grasp on things in the time that I've spent with it. Oh, and we have the other enemy that is one of my favorites, because again, he can traverse through things, and being able to traverse through things means he doesn't get held up by by walls and things. Oh, it is so frustrating that there's so many walls in this map. Walls being, the tree wall or these walls that are there. So that's what I mean by walls. They can stop bosses in their tracks. There's a metal pumpkin. We got the king pumpkin. He does try and get to us. But there's a metal pumpkin, and he just picks one direction and goes. Period. That's it. He does not deviate from that at all. And if you miss him, if you lose him when he spawns, you don't hear it or what have you, good luck finding him unless you randomly pick the direction that he was in, because he's not going to find you. He's never going to be coming in your direction. So it can lead to lost bosses, which, you know, not the end of the world. Now we have a shop on the other side of this one. Fantastic. Let's just kill some of these. As you can see, this is where these guys really will spawn. So there's not too many down below, but if I go up a little bit, we can see a bit of a gathering. You see how I was going down for a while and I didn't see them, but then I started going up and now they're starting to gather down here. That's interesting. And now they're gathering over here. So they sort of, again, it really does change how they spawn based on the direction that you are actively moving. Again, this is my experience, and I'm sort of showing that off right here. Because, again, you don't see really any in front of us. But if we start going up, hey, look, there's a whole lot that would have been directly behind us. So, you know, take that as you will. I believe it helps with farming to have that under your belt. What do we want? Yeah, let's get purple crystals for now. I will be swapping to blue runes entirely very shortly. I think I'm getting close to the point where purple crystals are quote-unquote useless. I say quote-unquote because there is a conversion for them. Every 100 will become a ember. Amber, that is it. So yes. But once you unlock everything on the map, you know, they're effectively useless. At the same time, I don't know if I want to spend all of my purple crystals. Let's go for digs for loot, just to get more loot. Don't really need the hearts. I think we're fine. And the movement speed, while nice, not super helpful. I mean, well, actually, it's always super helpful. It's just not what I care. I'd rather have just a little bit more loot at this point. We are focusing on the shurikens. As you can see, the cleave is handling things. I have no real concerns. You know, we're gonna be fine. Really, you can sort of tell where you are in terms of your strength. As you can see, this boss actually spawned a little bit late, so that's fine. If he spawns over here, it's going to be a little annoying. Where did this boss spawn? Oh, he was right there. I didn't even see him. Sometimes you can be blind and still kill things. But yes, we're getting, obviously, to the end. We have about 2 to 3 minutes left. And, you know, our shuriken's not the highest. We do probably want some more damage on the cleave as well, but we'll see how that goes. We're definitely going to start re-rolling as much as possible to get our shurikens up to snuff, although they don't necessarily need to be the highest. It's just fun to show off, because if you can get it high, you might as well. We'll get that chest, just get these boxes. I know they will get destroyed, and all fun things will, you know, be gone from them. But kill these off. Again, I believe there is something that needs these heads killed at some point that I don't have yet unlocked, so I'm trying to kill them off, even though they do take multiple crits even to kill. So they're not necessarily the easiest things to kill, but if you have the opportunity to farm these types of things, definitely go for it. And we're in eye phase, and I love this phase, and I hate this phase. I hate this phase because of things like this. Again, them getting stuck. I wish the eyes, since they are sort of, you know, flying enemies, could at least go through things. I think that would make this phase that much better, because them getting stuck really limits the amount of experience that you can get, and these eyes are experience farming galore. Like, just huge groups just stuck where you don't want them. And now I'm going in here, and I don't want to be in here anymore. I've looted everything from here, but I want their experience. It's terrible. It's terrible. So, Diggy just dug something up. This is the pumpkin that would be there, that would go in a random direction if he was made of metal. Since he was not, I do believe they do come for you. And look at all the eyes, so many. We need to get their damage up, actually, more than anything else. We are severely lacking on their damage. So we need to get a couple more levels, get the hits up, and we're going to be going for this boss. This boss is going to be very, very, very different from the previous heroic boss. So if you remember, the previous heroic boss, basically, I had maxed out both Cleave and Shurikens. As you can see, I'm nowhere near max. I mean, I'm nowhere near level 80 for sure. And yeah, it's not necessarily a good thing. Again, these guys need to die for something, somewhere. I have to kind of remember it. I'm trying to get the damage up, so the damage will be decent. But the other boss is a charging boss. It has about, what was it? 7,000 some odd health, 7,500, something like that. Maybe it was 6,500. I'm the worst. But that's how much the charging boss that summons ads has. So this boss, where are you? Where are the skeletons? Here he is. He has 3,800. Alright, let's... Oh... Alright, stop shooting down. There we go. And as you can see, he's in the vines. He's in the shurikens. It's nowhere near the same level of threat that we were in before. Oh, perfect. We got an angle down. Nowhere near. So, that was the heroic boss. We killed him tier 1. Everything except for the cleave. And the cleave isn't even done. It has the broken talent to go. So, just to point out, the broken talent is this one, which says Cleave's crit chance banner upgrade increased by 5%, but it also says knockback plus 10%. My guess is it's knockback plus 10%, and flat out that, so it just does 10% knockback. Although if this does get quote unquote fixed to give your crit banner, make it 10% instead, that would be amazing. So we will get that extra knockback. And now we can sort of go around the map and see things. I know this is mines, which is great, and this is a damage reduction, which I do really want. So I do want a damage reduction up there. We will see how we will go. We'll actually start going around the map and see. So I'll just do some unlocks. I will definitely get this. Fire bats, these are in the first level. Should be very easy. So now we have our second orbital fire. And I'm actually going to get these. Get some damage, get some speed, get some crit chance, and there we go. Those are the Dark Wraiths that I said we needed to kill for our speed increase for the banner. That is huge. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get that. We will be using that ideally in the next video. We can get some health here, fantastic, and here's another damage reduction, which needs us to kill some mushrooms. Those are on both hard and normal difficulty. Fantastic. We have our bone over here, which needs the shield skeletons. We will get to them in a little bit. We can open our pet cages faster, which, depending on how many we have left, we may get. But we also want to get this, because we get chest open speed here, we can get tier 3 orbital fire. And here's a mini boss for the flame bat. The image is wrong, so unfortunately, as you can see, it is showing those big guys that I was killing, and that's not what we were dealing with before. The flame bat is clearly a bat, so let's get this orbital fire, and let's actually see what we can do. We can do our dot speed, which is what we want. We want dot speed. If we can get our dot speed up, that would be amazing, because next time I do want to use this. So this is another banner. So these are the flame skulls. This is what we needed the flame skulls for. Perfect. And now we have a tier 3 orbital fire. We're actually going to use that in the hinterlands. That's going to be loads of fun. And as you can see, we have the dot speed, so we can go dot damage. It's going to be amazing and thrilling. And if we get down here, can we? No. Over here would be Wooya, the pet, that increases dot damage. Unfortunately, I can't get there because we need to do the hinterlands. So, and kill more shield skeletons. But that's coming in the future. Anything else that we should unlock now? So we can get our next shuriken. Why not? It's here. We can unlock that. And we can actually go for some things, like rune drop rate is fantastic. which leads to our last arrow, and here we go. The enemies that I was talking about, again, are these. The ones with the shield and the more arrows. Those were today. The mini-boss, which we did fight in the heroic mode. It may be in normal, but it's definitely in heroic. So that is there. Fantastic. And if we get this, this will actually be another damage. But do we have anything else that we want to put our points to? We can go mining speed. Fantastic. I'll take that. And we have a damage mitigation. So maybe I'll get enough and I'll pick that up for the next run, because damage mitigation is a lot of fun to have. We'll take some crit chance. Why not? We'll get these mines with the bomb bugs that we have seen before. And this is another damage mitigation, but this needs 1,000 blue crystals. So we will, we're going to wait on that one for now. So we've definitely powered up worst pet in the game. Or, no, not worst pet, but, you know, very interesting pet, I will say. So we've definitely powered up. We've spent all my money basically on one weapon. You know, so we spent it all on our orbital fire. That's what we're going to be using next time. It's going to be a blast in the hinterlands. And thank you very much for joining me. If you did like, please leave a like. I do appreciate it, and it gets it out there. Leave a comment if you want to see anything. If you have any suggestions, anything I did wrong, please let me know. And yeah. Toss a subscribe or check out another video. So, have a wonderful day, and thank you very much.